Hey dude, could you just rocket jump for me? Yeah, thanks. Hello everybody, my name is Munkle, and today you're gonna see some soldier gameplay on Thunder Mountain. Now, one of the main reasons I felt like uploading this is I kind of felt like I needed like a formal resurrection, like back into YouTube. Not necessarily formal, but I just wanted to make people aware of my appearance again and just sort of like be like, hey, I'm gonna upload some stuff again. Because what I've found baffling over like the last sort of 2-month period is that people are still subscribing to my YouTube channel. I don't know what it is, or like where like how I'm getting so much coverage, but people seem to enjoy my videos. So I was like, well, this is a bit of a privilege to be able to play something I enjoy so much, and people actually enjoy following it and watching it like a cult. No, but yeah, it is something I feel like I should cherish. So, you know, I've been playing quite a bit of Team Fortress 2 recently. I figured, well, there's nothing necessarily stopping me from recording, but that is going to be my next topic. I'm just going to say, this last, like, what is it, like 3 months, yeah, school's been pretty demanding, and not only that, I just haven't had that knack for recording. Like, you know, sometimes when you want to, like, yeah, I want to produce some gameplays, I want to, you know, I want to do well at the game, I want to, you know, I want to get some air shots, I want to get some trick stabs and whatnot, and fair enough if that's the kind of person that you are, but I get sick of uploading the same sort of material. So, yeah, that was one of the main reasons. The other reason is that I haven't really been playing as much as I would have liked to over the last 2 months, but hear me out. Because these holidays, like just before the holidays hit and I had a little bit of free time, I was playing lots of Team Fortress, like I mean quite a bit. And I've been jumping on Skype with some of my good friends and playing a couple of rounds together, and that's like made my day. That's like, that is the pinnacle of gaming right there. If you can enjoy a game with your friends, that's just excellent. Like I think that's definitely what it's all about. And you know, don't limit yourself just to be playing on your own, because there's so much more room for like communication, and yeah, there's just so much you can do with a group of different people aside from just, you know, just playing on your own. But so yeah, like I was saying, I have been playing a little bit before the holidays hit, and then it comes to my major distraction and why I haven't really been uploading and stuff. Because I did kind of want to record some gameplays and whatnot during the holidays, but yeah, one of the main reasons is that I was in Bali. Now, for those of you who have been to Bali, you'll know what I mean, but it's like the cultural diversity over there is like incredible, so vastly different from where I live. And I haven't been overseas that much. Like I go to New Zealand every year to visit my mum's family and stuff, but that's sort of a very casual atmosphere, and I've been doing that for a long period of time. But and I've also been to Korea. I went there with my dad, and that was pretty eye-opening. Like I haven't really experienced any like cultural differences, and that was pretty incredible. But there's a big difference between Korea and Bali, in that Bali's quite a small island. It's just like, it's really close to the hemisphere. It's got extremely tropical weather, and I haven't really experienced that tropical weather. In fact, the weather right here, right now as we speak, it is summer over here in Australia, and it's extremely cold. Like I went for a run the other day and I couldn't sweat. Like, it's ridiculous. It just comes over you like some sort of creature. I don't know, it's pretty crazy, and you have to really rug up. Anyway, what am I talking about? So yeah, of course the weather's really different, and like the Balinese people are really passionate about their religion and their cultural beliefs. They don't necessarily go out of their way for the tourists. I mean, sure, like a huge boost of their economy has been in tourism, but they still seem to maintain lots of the cultural traditions. And that's really cool to see. And one of the main things that you can go and see when you're in Bali is there's these traditional dances. One of them is called the barong, where essentially a group of like all these different musicians playing traditional instruments, and then this like mini orchestra of Indonesians drumming and chimes and cymbals and stuff. It's called what's it called? It's called gamelan or something like that. And so yeah, they're hitting away at their instruments on the side, and then there's this kind of like beautiful tale of kings and kingdoms and different spirit creatures and stuff unfolding as they play. And like, it's incredible. Like, it's just, some of the dancing is so enchanting and strange. And not to, get this, there's this other type of dance that's quite popular called the ketchak, and it's like a group of, say, like, I don't know, like 30 men gather around this fire totem and do this like crazy dance, and they do all these like polyrhythms, like they're doing this crazy chant and singing. And then at the end, there's this ridiculous part where this guy, he like gets possessed by a horse, and he's like on this horse jumping up and down, and they've lit a fire out of like coconut shells, just really close to where he is. And yeah, so there's this big fire in the middle of the stage, and then he just starts kicking it, like he's closing his eyes and stuff. He's like being totally possessed by this horse, and he just runs up to this like this, I guess, little bonfire, and he just starts kicking it around, and it's just, it's incredible. And then they do this tiny little ceremony where they welcome him back into like the real world, and they like put this special oil on his forehead and stuff. It's really, yeah, it's interesting. So that's a couple of examples of why Bali's really awesome and totally sick. But oh, the food, oh, don't get me started. It's just so amazing, like, and like the ability to have like tropical fruit and food like all year round, like, is so good. And everything is so cheap, and it's just lovely. So I had a nice relaxation period during the holidays where I could recuperate, and like, I've been back for about a week now, and I've attended the first week of school and whatnot. It's a Saturday today, Saturday morning to be exact. And I feel so like liberated. I feel so ready. Like, I feel like I'm a highly strung person, and like, if I'm not going on holidays and I'm not spending time with my friends, and if I'm working hard at school and stuff like that, I get, you know, really highly strung, and I feel a lot of tension, and it's kind of difficult for me to unwind. But like, after this trip to Bali, like, I've had so many opportunities just to relax, and now that I'm back, I just feel so like, I don't know how to put it, I just feel like really content with everything that's in my life right now. So that's probably one of the main reasons you're seeing this Team Fortress 2 video right now. I've been recording quite a few different stuff, and hopefully I'll maintain my uploads over the next sort of term, I guess. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I can't make any promises, but yeah. So before I babble on about Jesus and how I need to unwind and how I'm such a sensual being, I'm going to talk a bit about the gameplay, because that's what you guys love to see. I've been playing, pardon my French, but I've been playing shitloads of Soldier. Yeah, I've just been inspired because I've been watching heaps of like sixes and competitive formats where the overall objective of the game becomes so vastly different, because it's like pitting the best players against each other. So you can't necessarily just rocket jump in and hope to get a critical hit. For starters, there's no criticals in competitive format. That would just be ridiculous. But yeah, so it kind of really brings out the elements of how to play Team Fortress really well, and I've been trying to incorporate that into how I play. And that's why I've been chucking on the gunboats a little bit more regularly, because I feel like having a sort of like a roamer role. Roaming is the term that they use in competitive for a soldier that jumps around and stuff. It's like it's interesting because you chuck on the gunboats and essentially you're this assassin, and you take like key picks on the enemy team, and basically you're just jumping in and seeing if you can get the major picks and trying to pave the way for the rest of your team. And yeah, and even more specifically, as a roaming soldier, you're trying to make the medic on the other team pop its Uber. So if you know the enemy team has an Uber advantage, and you fear that that might be the loss of your team, or you don't have a solid defense line that will be able to counteract that Uber, as a roaming soldier, you just jump in there and see if you can get a few rockets on the medic. And the medic, what he'll do to survive and, you know, keep himself alive is he will pop that Uber. And for your team, that's a huge advantage, because that not only means that your medic gets to build faster, but that means they are free of an Uber, so that gives you an opportunity to push. And of course, a lot of that stuff wouldn't really apply to this sort of format like what I'm doing right now. But yeah, it's things to be wary of, and it's hugely educational to be able to watch wow. I seriously can't, I've lost my train of thought. To be able to watch competitive gameplay, because yeah, it's pitting the best players against each other, and it's got all the important elements of Team Fortress, yada yada yada. Yeah, so I suggest you guys check it out. One of my favorite YouTube channels to watch at the moment is COMMFT, which is essentially the channel for X Television, which are one of the major hosts and producers of the Team Fortress 2 competitive format, and so they're really cool. Go check them out. Also, there's a whole bunch of different competitive players that have a Twitch account and they live stream fairly frequently. There's also there's a whole bunch of different YouTube commentators who post stuff, and they can educate you on, you know, the Highlander format and the Sixes format and what they're doing, which is like really fascinating. Yeah, so Shlena, for example, he plays soldier for I believe it's a crew called Zabuma crew. Oh look, there's a health pack. Yeah, let me just grab that. Oh, hang on, there's a pyro pursuing me. Oh, but yeah, Shlena, he plays in a crew called like Zabuma crew or something like that, and and he posts like his point of views quite regularly. And you can hear the communication between his team, and communication is like huge and competitive, and it would be nothing without it. And that's something that teams need to work on to get better at the game, and it's a huge element of playing competitive, like being able to, you know, yell people's whereabouts and locations and whether to push or make distraction. It's huge, and that's something I've never been able to do. Like, sure, I can Skype my friends and say like, oh yeah, just got a sick air shot, but that's beside the point. I've not really talked about the gameplay at all, but that's okay. We have just won the game, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been a really fun commentary. Alrighty, see ya.
Salute to the bitch. Salute to the bitch.